To make this go?
So first you need a motor driver, and luckily the car we got has a motor driver included with it. So there's a driver board right on top of this pie here that directly connects to all the output pins of the pie. So the motor is being driven by the PWM pins on the pie, but this device is doing all the work for driving these wheels. The second thing is getting these lidars to work. I wouldn't go with this brand if you're going to use RP lidar. The repositories and resources they have for it are very dated. Like the latest stuff is 2020. They've updated it and they don't support Python anymore. They still support C and ROS if you want to use that, but I try and look around for brands. Implementing that was one of our biggest issues, getting the car running. But we worked around it and we finally got it running.
So what basic things, like you bought the car first, right? This one?
The car, yeah, it's like
what's
Sunfounder car.
Sunfounder cars. And what changes did you make in this car?
The changes, we changed the code, like it comes with code, but we did all the coding on our own, other than like the motor driving.
Okay.
We added this. We made some modifications to hold this chassis on, but that's not... If I were to do it again, we would get a camera and we'd implement a camera into it for object detection.
This one doesn't have it?
So no, that's just an ultrasonar. That's just sending out a pulse of sound and seeing how long it takes to come back.
Okay.
So it's very inaccurate for what is in front of me, but it knows the distance of what's in front.
Okay.
But yeah, if you get a car, if it has a webcam or a camera on it, you could use, I believe it's called OpenCV. Works for object detection. It already has it built in.
Okay.
So those are the basics for it. GPS would probably be important. I know that we don't have it, but we thought about it too late in the project. We couldn't implement it in time.
This one doesn't have if you set it to point A to B to go there?
That's the thing. Okay. So that it doesn't know where point B would be compared to point A.
Okay.
GPS would be the easiest way to implement that, but you could also do point mapping from the LiDAR. That's a lot more coding.
Okay.
There are two options. You just have to look on, what's it called? I forget. Yeah, point mapping's one of them, and then GPS would be the easiest option for doing it. Unfortunately, we just couldn't do it.
So this one mainly detecting the obstacles in front and adjusting.
Yeah, it's seeing what's in front of it, and it's turning left and right based on that data that it's getting from in front of it. That's the main thing it's doing.
Okay.
There's a infrared sensor in the bottom that we didn't utilize in our code, but it can be utilized for line tracking capabilities. So say you have a black line, it'll follow that line on the board.
Oh, there's some
cars down there have
green color.
Yeah, so we could have done that. We could have implemented it on. It could also be used for edge detection. Say it's coming up to an edge like this, it would know there's an edge there, back up. We just didn't put that in ours, but those are things you can do with it. Yeah.
So currently, for the detection, you're using the Raspberry Pi, right?
Yeah.
So you do the coding in that makes adjustment based on that.
Yeah. So we're basically referencing from the LiDAR what the 0 degrees of the LiDAR is, and that's our forward. So if we're off center from that forward, the Raspberry Pi knows to move the car back to there.
Okay.
That's how it's. That's kind of how it's operating.
It came with that, or did you?
It's just I don't know how to explain it there. It knows when it's turning, and then it knows to get back to just going forward, going straight. That's what it's kind of doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're doing a project with it, I recommend having more feedback from inline sensors, say a GPS, if you had a GPS, have a control loop with that going, and just have more sensors. We only have 2 main sensors on this. If we replace this with a camera, it might be enough. It would be a lot more. But
So you purchased the sensors?
What's that?
Sensors you purchased, or you got it from the?
Sorry?
Sensors you purchased?
Oh, yeah. We got this from the Capstone manager.
Oh, you can get it from there. Okay.
This one we purchased. It came with the car kit that we got. Yeah. So GPS, we were looking at it. I believe it ran for about 200.
200.
And then you need a Adafruit control module for it, which is another like $50.
How much does the car cost?
This car I believe was about $100 all in for like the motors and stuff. The LiDAR itself, if you were to buy it, I believe it's $150.
150.
The Raspberry Pi itself, I think they're up right now, but they're like $150.
Okay.
They're around there. So yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
so
no
much.
problem, guys.